A preview for Sunday, the 1st of February, the Dublin Racing Festival hopefully starts on Sunday. I've already previewed Saturday's racing, which got called off, which now takes place on Monday. But just a look at the four main races there. People are obviously going to plough into Final Demand in the 110 at Leopardstown. And really and truly, we haven't seen it up against anything half decent. And I think that's the case tomorrow. Trying to quote there, Willie Mullins, Final Demand probably didn't impress a lot of people at Limerick at Christmas, but got the job done well in testing ground. I think he will improve a lot from there, and I'd be happy it will take a good one to beat him on the day. That's stating the obvious, because Jimmy DeSole did not run particularly well over Christmas. He does say Willie Mullins here expects a bit more, and he expects a bit more from KDR as well, which is ridden by Mark Walsh. This is about that will probably have to improve a fair bit to match a fully wound up Final Demand. However, he has the ability to do it. When the first time cheek pieces over fences, but he did win with them at Punchestown over hurdles, and I can see a much improved performance from KDR. But this race, this 110, unsurprisingly, is all about Final Demand. There are no quotes for the 140, but Talk the Talk, which is currently around about 8-9 to 1 for the Supremes hurdles. Supremes, not Diana Ross and the Supremes, but you know what I mean, the Supreme hurdle in March. And it'll be interesting to see how Talk the Talk does. It had the race in its mercy last time and fell at the very last. Again, Willie Mullins throws quite a lot of darts at this particular race. You would imagine that Paul Townend would have first nibs. He rode the Reverend last time. This time it's ridden by Harry Cobden. King Rasco Grey is the one that will need marked improvement, but obviously Paul Townend believes it has got the improvement in him. And you've got Ballyfad as well for Gordon Elliott, who's looking for a four-timer over hurdles. Interesting, fascinating contest. It'll be interesting to see if Talk the Talk can get over that final hurdle tomorrow. Quite competitive, but quite a telling race for some of the races at Cheltenham. Then you get the 210 at Leopardstown, which is the Dublin Chase. And this, 12-year-old Energanim runs in this race, ridden by Paul Townend. Let's give you a couple of quotes, because obviously at the top end of the market here, there's no quotes, surprisingly, for Mulsborough, who does wear the cheek pieces for the first time. Takes a brave man, I think, to back Mulsborough, especially at favourite. Marine Nationale, question marks about the ground, but the trainer, Barry Connell, says, if it's on, we run. He did his last canter this morning. That's this morning, Saturday, and we couldn't be happy with him. It's been a straightforward preparation, so we're looking forward to it. We could do with it a bit more drying out. It's quite overcast. If we get a bit of a breeze, the track dries out nicely, so I'm hoping it's on. He has won on soft ground in the Royal Bond and the Supreme, but he's never run on heavy. I'm confident that he will be hard to beat, he says, though. We probably wouldn't run him, as we've had plenty of other, if they had plenty of other choices, but they want to get another run into him before the Cheltenham Festival, and it's a fantastic race, he says. We couldn't have him in any better form and with a clear round. As I said, Barry Connell thinks that Marine Nationale is going to be very hard to beat. Now, Joseph O'Brien, in relation to Solness, who wears the visor for the first time along with the tongue tie, Joseph O'Brien says, look, he loves the course and distance, but the ground will be softer than ideal for him. He has the visor on for the first time, which I've just mentioned, which would ensure he's nice and aggressive through the race. We're hoping for a good run, and hopefully he gets some prize money. Doesn't sound so keen about the ground for Solness, does he, as much as Barry Connell for Marine Nationale. And Energanim, there is a quote, cheek pieces for the first time. It's a very long time since he's run on ground like this, but he definitely performs best on it, says Willie Mullins. The heavier the ground, the better, especially at this stage of his life. We've chanced having cheek pieces on to see if they can bring out a little bit of spark in him. Not that he hasn't been running without enthusiasm, but we just think that the cheek pieces will perk him up. And a little bit more for Gordon Elliott in relation to Founder 50, who's the outsider, one of the outsiders here, apart from the 100 to 1 shot. He's a great horse to have for these races and should handle these conditions. He seems well in himself at the home, and we're looking forward to having a go. But any concerns in relation to the ground for Marine Nationale doesn't seem to be there in the case of trainer Barry Connell, but we shall see on Sunday. And then finally, the 320. Let's get some quotes for the Irish champion hurdle. This one is over the 2 miles. Fascinating contest, isn't it? Brighter days ahead versus Lossiemouth. Which way you're going to go? I'm going to go in the camp of brighter days ahead personally. But Lossiemouth, Willie Mullins. Lossiemouth comes here with every chance. She's in good form at home, and if she turns up like she'd be the one to beat. Says Willie Mullins in relation to Lossiemouth, who fell in this race last year, if you remember. Gordon Elliott in relation to better days ahead. She's definitely improved since Christmas. I'm sure of that, and everything has gone smoothly for her. She likes Leopardstown, and she goes there with a great chance. Mullins in relation to Amsterdam, which is ridden by Harry Cobden. Tactically, the race at Christmas didn't go Amsterdam's way. If you remember, it pulled very hard. And I'm not sure about the tactics here yet, but we'll see. With a little bit of luck, he has a chance. And if you're wondering about El Fabiolo, who is now 9, Willie Mullins says El Fabiolo is an interesting runner. He's really enjoyed himself in Punjab on the last day, and the champion hurdle was opened up this year. On his best days, he's entitled to have a good chance. So that pretty much wraps it up. If you want me to give you 2 that I do like on the day, I think Marine Nationale in the 210, and I do think brighter days ahead may overturn the form with Lossiemouth. Intriguing day on Sunday. Whatever you decide to do, the very best of luck. If you've got any fancies for Leopardstown on Sunday, the 1st of February, you can mention them here. All the best.